The Sovereign Heart, Ibrahim Traoré's revolution. For decades, the story of Burkina Faso was written by voices outside its borders. We were told we were poor, even as we stood on top of some of the world's richest gold deposits. We were told we needed protection, yet the violence in our countryside only seemed to grow. People grew tired of watching their resources shipped away while their own children lacked basic schools and safety. They were tired of leaders in suits making promises in foreign capitals while the local reality stayed the same. When Captain Ibrahim Traoré stepped forward, he didn't just bring a military uniform, he brought a mirror. He showed the people that their struggle wasn't a lack of resources but a lack of sovereignty. This was the birth of the enough is enough moment, a collective realization that the old way had failed, and that true independence had to be earned, not requested. Traoré's vision wasn't just about bold speeches. It started with the very soil of the nation. He asked a simple question: why is our gold refined in Europe? Today, local refineries are being built so that the wealth stays where the sweat is spent. But this movement is about more than gold. It's about the food on the table. He challenged the nation to achieve food sovereignty, pushing for agricultural independence, so that a global crisis wouldn't mean a hungry family in Ouagadougou. This part of the journey is about the dignity of the harvest. It is about the farmer who finally receives a fair price, and the young worker who finds a career at home instead of risking everything to migrate. This is where the vision gets hands and feet, turning abstract economic theories into the reality of a full plate and a stable job. No nation can stand alone against global pressure, and Traoré knew he needed brothers. This is the story of the alliance of Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. The first time these three neighbors stopped looking toward Paris or Washington for permission and started looking at each other. They realized that their borders were lines drawn by someone else, but their strengths were their own. They are now working on a new common currency, a move that is about much more than money. It is about taking back the keys to their own house. When these nations walk together, they cannot be easily pushed over. This unity is the backbone of the revolution, proving to the world that West Africa is no longer a collection of scattered interests, but a unified front with a single purpose. True independence is impossible if you have to ask a stranger to defend your home. Traoré shifted the focus from relying on foreign peacekeepers to empowering the people themselves. By modernizing the military and involving local volunteers, the message was clear: we will protect our own family. This wasn't just about hardware, it was about the psychology of a nation. When a community sees their own sons and daughters defending the village with modern tools and a clear mission, the fear that once paralyzed the region begins to melt away. There is a renewed courage among the volunteers for the defense of the homeland, built on the belief that a person fights hardest when they are fighting for their own soil and their own future. The ripple effect of what is happening in Burkina Faso is now being felt across the entire continent. This is no longer just a local event, it is a blueprint for a new Africa. From the streets of Dakar to the cafes of Nairobi, a new generation is what they see that it is possible to say no to predatory loans and yes to self-reliance. This closing chapter is a message of hope that transcends borders. It shows that the era of the victim is over, and the era of the architect has begun. As the sun sets over the Sahel, it doesn't signal the end of a day but the end of an era of shadow. A new dawn of pride and ownership has arrived, and for the people of Burkina Faso there is no turning back. Would you like me to adjust the